Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, Siriana Tarot. This is going to be a reading for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. This is going to be your North-South Nodal Axis Shift reading, which happened back on May 5th and is going to go all the way into 2022. So the North Node is what we're moving towards. So we're moving from Cancer into Gemini. And the South Node represents our lessons learned, and it's leaving Capricorn for Sagittarius. So we definitely have a lot of new adventures, especially in learning, ahead of us. The Gemini-Sagittarius axis represents our quest for knowledge and a lot of networking. It's less about home and work, and it's more about information, freedom, and like I said, learning. Now, for those of you who aren't quite familiar, Gemini is all about this small movements and details. And Sagittarius is about big picture stuff and reaching beyond our limitations. On a personal level, this nodal axis shift typically marks a change on attention and focus, and it really shifts into learning. So Geminis want to learn a lot of new things, and Sag wants to search for the higher truth. So this shift suggests that we learn to be more flexible and learn to adapt to our changing world. Now, if you guys are interested more in this nodal shift, I've included or linked some articles below in the description box. So without further ado, Pisces, let's go ahead and jump into this reading. It's going to be for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. We're going to ask spirit, angels, ancestors, loved ones who have passed, and spirit guides to this space to deliver the messages that we need to hear. Messages for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs for this nodal axis shift. Messages for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Messages for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. And Pisces, FYI, I am not going to be reading reversals. I like it. Okay. All right, overall energy here is the Nine of Pentacles. Pisces, right away I picked up on some codependency issues here. And it could be your energy, or it could be the energy that you're dealing with or that you're observing or in your surroundings. But I am picking up on that somebody is learning a lesson about being independent, or there might be some fears around striking out on your own, whether this is in business, whether this is being in a relationship that's just you're in it for comfort or in order to not be alone, or vice versa. The Nine of Pentacles is Venus in Virgo, and this energy it's one of my favorites because it's all about being self-made. This person is alone but not lonely. This person doesn't depend on anybody really for anything. When they decide to sort of we have the Hermit card, when they decide to sort of break their solitude, it's for someone or something that's very important. It's nothing trivial, okay? And it's nothing surface level. It's just much more profound. So underneath there, we do have the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy. And more specifically, the Ten of Swords is Gemini energy. So remember, we do have our Venus retrograding in Gemini. So there may have been, or you may be experiencing a great ending here. The Ten of Swords, though, is beautiful because it represents the completion of something and a brand new beginning. And you or somebody else, remember, these don't have to be your energies. They can be the energies that you're dealing with, might be really struggling with this ending and struggling and having to face these fears or issues with codependency. Now, you guys are coming out as the Two of Wands. Now, wands represent fire energy. So Aries, Leo, Sag, which you might have in your chart. You just might be exhibiting these qualities, but more specifically, it's Mars and Aries. Now, the Two of Wands is a card of waiting. It's a beautiful card though, because it's a card of being at a crossroads and you're taking a big picture view. She has the globe in her hand. Someone might feel a little bit enclosed, not someone, you might feel a little bit enclosed, or you might feel a little bit trapped in your current situation, whether that's a job, whether that's a relationship, whether that's solitude as well. Some of you might be, really wanting to bring about a soulmate, a life partner, and you might be single, or it might be vice versa. You might be wanting to be single. You might feel like people are dependent on you. The Two of Wands energy is all about making that decision. It's about waiting, though. It's about being patient. Wands are spiritual energy. They are about, it's about divine intervention as well. But the Two of Wands is saying to be patient. Make sure that you take a look and see at all the possible challenges that you might face and then where you might be able to capitalize, okay, in order to get into that energy of growth and expansion and manifesting what it is you want and what it is you need. Now, in your surroundings, we have the King of Swords. Now, the King of Swords is just pure air. Now, it can represent Aquarius. It can also be Capricorn for me as a reader, but the King of Swords energy is all about being authentic, standing in your truth. This is telling me that you or somebody around you, the environment isn't conducive to speaking your truth. I feel like Pisces, you or somebody you're dealing with is having a very difficult time saying what they actually mean, taking the masks off. Some of you may be experiencing hostilities and maybe reactions to someone being triggered by something that you said, something that you did, vice versa. And, their reaction isn't their reaction is due to them not being able to speak their truth for whatever reason. Maybe they're not ready. Maybe they haven't evolved enough to be in touch with what is their truth. And if it's in your case, Pisces, it's like you not feeling comfortable or safe enough, because remember, water signs require safety. So if you don't feel safe enough, or you don't feel like your partner or your boss or this situation is a safe, secure situation for you to speak your truth, okay? Which does make me uncomfortable, because there's something here. Someone's afraid to be authentic, or someone's worried about how their authenticity is going to be received. Now, the throat chakra is going to be very important during 2020 as a whole. So again, some of you may be receiving, downloads, and upgrades, if you will, to your throat chakra, okay, which would make sense with this King of Swords energy in reverse. Now, the Hermit card is Virgo energy, and this is why I was really picking up on this is a need to go it alone, whether it's you or this person, but this situation is being blocked, Pisces, by this energy. The Hermit card is all about, it's time for isolation. It's time to go within. The Hermit wears usually a tattered cloak, but on the inside of his cloak, it's beautiful. It's silk. It's what he keeps closest to himself, the essence of himself. And the Hermit goes off into the mountains for two reasons. One, to recalibrate, to balance his energies, for enlightenment, for insight, to find his truth, stand in his authenticity. And two, it's so people can't easily access him or her. Okay, and so again, there might be a need for you to separate from this situation, or there might be a need for somebody to separate themselves from this situation. I keep repeating myself there, Pisces, because for some of you, this is not your energy. For some of you, it is. Okay, so Spirit's asking me to be very clear on that. The subconscious or the unconscious factors that are affecting you in this situation is the Empress card. This is Venusian energy. It's Taurus and Libra. The Empress card is all about fertility. She's about passion. She's about compassion. She's about that energy of creation. She's the ultimate manifester, and she's creating the perfect world for herself. Okay, and again, I see that so much in the Nine of Pentacles card, but that there's difficulties creating this paradise, because you need to accept that there's an ending that's taken place, and maybe do a little bit of soul searching as well. Okay, you or this other person. In the recent past, you have the Magician energy. This is Mercury, so it could be Virgo, it could be Gemini. This is beautiful because this is recognizing that you have all the tools that you need to manifest whatever it is you want and you desire. The Empress is the master manifester, okay? So she, this is that masculine energy. Empress is the divine feminine. But the Empress, you can see here, is pregnant. She has the world in her belly, right? And it's this beautiful, beautiful creation. So again, it could represent fertility for some of you, as far as bringing new life into this world, but it could also just be the fertility, the creation of your journey, of the perfect life for you, of, being able to create, art, music, poetry, and that sort of thing. Because remember, Venus energy is all about that creation. It's about music, it's about painting, but it's about being creative in all aspects of your life, even in your job, even if you're an accountant or, you work with, you're a scientist or whatever, but being able to, create, being able to do. So the Magician energy is interesting in the recent past because it's coming into this knowledge that you are a master manifester, and this is what's guiding that situation, this situation at hand. Okay, it's guiding you, saying, you know what, you have all of the abilities to be successful here, Pisces. You have all of the tools, and I think you've actually learned them, and you have them all sitting right here in front of you. Now you guys are coming out front and center, so you guys have 1, 2, and 3 coming out in the major arcanas, which is absolutely gorgeous energy. This is a divine union. This is the masculine and this is the feminine. These are counterparts. So for some of you, this does have to do with soulmate energy. All right. Now, the succession 1, 2, 3 in this reading is very powerful for me because it's telling me that you're on the right track. You've been doing all the right things. You are exactly where you need to be, Pisces. Okay, which is beautiful. But there are lessons that you're learning, okay? And these, and there's a need to sort of go it alone. Maybe you've been working with a healer, maybe you've been working with with your guides, maybe you've been working under the tutelage of someone. But what's important here, what I'm getting is it might be time that the student becomes the teacher and that the student goes off on a journey on his or her own. The High Priestess is this is what's coming in from above. You're receiving massive amounts of downloads. You guys are going through a very spiritual, very powerful ascension process with the major arcana. Some of you guys might be feeling alone, but Spirit says that's okay. You're not lonely, and you're experiencing the death or the end of your old world, your old self. And with that Leo energy underneath here, there's the need for you to really stand in your strength here. And underneath it, you have the Page of Pentacles, a brand new beginning, a brand new direction. So I see that, Pisces, you going out on your own new journey. The High Priestess is Piscean energy. The High Priestess is about going through the trials and the tribulations necessary to be admitted into that inner temple where you have the keys to the material world and to the mystical world. Okay, so being able to be privy to that knowledge is, based on a series of tasks that have to be completed, and it's part of this ascension that you're going through. And Pisces, you're doing it. Okay, for some of you, this is going to result in union. This is you learning law of attraction and manifestation, but I see brilliant success here as long as you can stand in your truth and your authenticity. You can be patient. Don't get too stuck in the spiritual world that you are taking care of the everyday. You're looking at the upcoming challenges, things that you can possibly capitalize on, and not afraid to go it alone if necessary. For those of you who are in a relationship, it doesn't mean that you have to separate from somebody, but it's gaining that independence within that relationship. And your final, your outcome position, you have the Two of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. The Two of Pentacles is Jupiter and Capricorn. And so this is all about that growth and that expansion that's a direct result of your hard work. This is finding balance and figuring out what it is that you actually need and want to focus on. So, Pisces, this is nice energy for you. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm going to pull the Psychic Tarot by John Holland for additional messages for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Yep, obstacles and challenges. Yep, and again, if you move through your fear, remember there's a reward at the end. The High Priestess is also energy of, be still, quiet, trust your intuition, and then also sit with any fears that you might have until they dissolve. Okay, Pisces? 7, stand your ground. Yeah. So for some of you, this is going to feel like this is going to be a very tough challenge. The 7 of Wands is all about, it's all about, it's a card of tension. It comes after 6 of Wands, which is victory. And the 7 of Wands is standing up for what you believe in. It is Mars and Leo energy, and so it's all about, be prepared to be in the spotlight. And some of my Pisces out there, you might not quite be ready for it, but Spirit says this is one of the challenges, that you're really going to have to stand up for what you believe in. You might face this King of Swords in reverse, who's quite a formidable opponent. It's somebody who can be quite selfish. It can be somebody who is very biting or cutting with their words, even to the point of abusive. So I'm definitely not saying to throw yourself into a fight, and definitely, I want you to be safe at all times. But it's also, if this is more on a intellectual, cerebral level, it's about, being prepared to stand up for what you believe is right and for what it is that you need and what it is you want to create. Okay, so now's not the time, to back down when it comes to maybe the fact that you need to be alone. Okay, for some of you, maybe it's that you don't want to be alone anymore, that you need to fight for someone or something. Okay, so take it how it resonates. And you get, yes, excellent, the Wheel of Destiny. So in my morning meditation, Pisces, the Wheel of Destiny came out. The Wheel of Fortune rather, and it was funny because it was, the minute you're born, you're on this wheel and you can't stop it, and it's just going to go round and round and round. So it's about going with the flow, but it's also a beautiful card of, of saying that what you're going through is a fated stop on this journey. And, if you've been going against the flow in true Piscean fashion, now's the time where the tides are changing and, things are going to start looking in your favor. But there is a little bit of challenge to get through. And when you're coasting down that river, as the beautiful fish would do, and you run across a rock, don't try to push it, don't try to move it, just try to go around it seamlessly and beautifully, just like you know how. I mean, it's true Pisces fashion that you're going to be just fine. And then you get the Ace of Swords coming out, new direction, clarity, a huge blessing coming your way. All right, Pisces, so this reading is not without its challenges, but it's also very nice. Okay, so new things, new journeys, a brand new blessing of truth and clarity. And I do see this with this, this triumphant success, sort of standing up to this King of Swords energy. Finally, whether it's a boss, whether it's a parent, whether it's speaking your truth in a relationship with a friend or family member or spouse or lover. But, I can pick up, I sense a little bit of hesitation, even a little bit of fear in doing so, and a fear of the reaction. But these cards are telling me you're going to work through it, and it's going to be the best thing you ever did. All right. Fear. I just was talking about this. I realize that I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. Definitely. Because Pisces, underneath all of this, I mean, if we go back to Magician, High Priestess, Empress, this is a beautiful journey. You are doing exactly what you need to do. And you're learning that you need to live in the energy of love. Anything else won't do. Pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. Yeah, and recognizing that you're lovable, you are loved. Okay, and worry. I am learning that worry does not change an outcome. So getting out of that energy of fear, don't anchor yourself. There will be challenges. You can move right past them, Pisces. I see you do it seamlessly and beautifully, trusting your intuition. Trust your intuition right now. Wow, that card came flying out. All right, so you guys get color. Ooh, beautiful. So I'm going to read for you from the Secret Language of Light. This is You know, and earlier I was talking about creative projects. Again, some of my Pisces out there, you guys are definitely painters, or you're drawing, or it's something you're honing, a craft, or just a creative hobby. All right, because vibrational impulses and light waves are the theme of this card. Your perception of life is becoming more colorful. You are opening to different colors and experiences. Color breaks up old black and white thinking and opens your heart to the beauty of life and love. The colors of the rainbow are variations of white light, reflecting the diverse experiences of life, and they are all valid. Each color of the spectrum has its own energetic vibration that stimulates certain responses and healing. Different colors mirror your current physical, emotional, and spiritual state. Your soul uses this mirror to communicate your need to heal or to embrace balance. Get to know what colors you are attracted to and the ones that repel you. You are love and you are loved, no matter how colorful your or another's life is. Did I not tell you that you are love and you are loved? I also, when I was reading this, Pisces, I got an image of somebody painting their room or their office or some room in their house during this quarantine, like doing an upgrade to the space. Like, and particularly I got like a sage green. That was the color that I was shown, which is about peace and which is about healing and which is about pacifying. So again, some of you might be, working with the color wheel and color charts to create drawings and paintings. Some of you are just understanding using color as a therapy here. All right, so again, I'm going to pull some of the Starseeds oracles for you. All right, to see what final messages we have for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Final messages for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. I want this one. Earth Guide. Your sacred calling upon this planet is to simply love and be loved. Wow, that message is exactly, this has come out 3 times now in your reading. Also, Earth Guide, Hermit. Some of you guys are becoming healers yourself, or are healers and may have sort of stepped away from it for a bit, and really this time on Earth, this is your soul's purpose and you're stepping into it, Pisces. That's just for 1 or 2 of you. For others of you, you're working with somebody who's helping you at this time, your earth guide. It could be a teacher. It could be a guardian. It could be somebody that you meet. It could be somebody that you already know. It could be somebody in your family. Okay, again, you're going to know immediately when I started talking. Your higher self is going to be sending out those, that spidey sense, right? Like, oh yeah, this is so-and-so. Some of you, it might be a therapist, it might be a Reikiist, okay, that you know that, wow, this person is here to help me on this journey. Oh, I love that energy. All right, and then you get intuition again, Pisces. Trust your intuition. It has been guiding you to the answers you seek. Just further confirmation here, you guys. This reading is really powerful. It's not without some challenges, just like everyone's reading, but it's absolutely beautiful. Okay, absolutely beautiful, Pisces. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, comment, share, ring that notification bell. But most of all, I want to thank you for all your love and support, and I hope you have an absolutely beautiful day. Take care.